Hey Falcons fans, this is Falcon Planet, and we're going to do it a little differently today. I'm going to ask Seth and Colin here a couple of questions, and they're going to give their points of view. So, what was your opinion on Michael Turner's performance yesterday?
I thought he sucked, honestly. I think, the way we run him is just, we don't need to run him anymore. We need to, I think we need to start Jacquizz and play him more and put in Turner as like a third down set and not play him more the whole game. But either that or get rid of him because, he's getting old and he's been here for a while and I don't like him anymore.
What we've got going is just not working right now. Okay, I agree with a couple of your points, Jacquizz. We're probably not going to start him, this year, maybe next year, but we need to give him more carries.
Right.
He had a pretty good game yesterday. The last drive that, we ended up getting stood up at the goal line, he had that dirty run with a cut. I really like what Jacquizz is doing this year. Turner, I really don't know what we need to do with him. I want to say, I don't know how many years he's left on his contract.
Fullback.
And I don't know how many years he's left on his contract, but I'd like to see him traded in the offseason. I really do. He's put 3 or 4 good years with us, but it's just the way our offense is going right now, it's just, we don't need him.
And today I was looking at the free agents for running backs today, and it said Jarius Norwood, is a free agent. It'd be nice to get him again, play him more.
I think
Hightower, even with all the injuries he's had.
Even with all the injuries, just put him. He's so explosive.
We need a back that's not as big as Turner, like a bowling ball.
Right.
We need a big back, but with some speed.
Maurice Jones-Drew.
Maurice Jones-Drew, like a Steven Jackson, like a player like that.
Cadillac Williams.
There's a lot of options. I really don't know what we're going to do in the offseason, but I really hope we're not going to draft a running back. That's not what we need, okay? We really need to focus, for the next 4 or 5 years, it's probably going to be the defense.
I'd like to get Keyshawn Barner.
Well, yeah, I like him too, but, our defense is shaky.
And Jacquizz is a little small, so, he's not...
But so is Darren Sproles. Look what he's done.
Yeah, that's true.
But he's more of a receiving kind of running back.
Yeah, Darren is.
Yeah,
but that's where Jacquizz got.
Think about size like that in the NFL. You can get underneath the defense and maneuver them.
Players have said
the linebackers. They can't really see him in the backfield, and he just kind of
exactly. They hide behind the linemen. They're so small. He's 5'6".
He's 5'6", and
I like him.
I
really do.
It's only his
the
second
year.
The
thing is, he gets rocked when he goes down the middle.
It's only his second year. Give him time, but I think he'll be...
back to Turner. Yesterday, I cringe every time he touches the ball. I really do. And I don't blame it fully on Turner. You gotta blame the line on some of it. You can't expect him to get through.
Sometimes the defense got to him before he even got to the line.
Yeah,
and he's clearly lost a step.
I think the Saints have a pretty decent run.
I don't think they don't have the worst defense in the league.
They don't.
The stats may say that, but they don't. I think their defense is better than the Browns.
Everybody's better than the Browns.
Yes, everybody. You got any more questions, Dusty?
I do. What were the defensive issues yesterday?
We can't tackle. We need to start wrapping up. Start rapping instead of rapping.
William Moore focuses more on his rap game with D-block than he does
wrapping up,
reading plays and tackling.
If Dante Robinson, Akeem Dent.
Oh my God, Dante needs
to just stop.
We need to get rid of him. We get Grimes back next year. We'll have Grimes, Asante, and McLean, and that's all we need.
And if we had, Sean Witherspoon, this game might have been a little different.
Look at how Jimmy Graham ran all over us because he causes a mismatch. Stephen Nicholas is not going to be able to guard him. Jimmy Graham's faster, and then a corner's not going to be able to guard him because he's too big, too tall. Jimmy Graham is
Tony Gonzalez.
He's a huge threat in the NFL. He causes a mismatch, but I think Witherspoon would have contained him better, and probably.
And I like what Mike Smith did about starting Mike Peterson over Akeem Dent, but Akeem Dent started
got the experience,
right? Yeah, and but I think if Akeem Dent didn't play this game, he had a lot of key missed tackles.
Yeah, he had a couple easy tackles. He got to the backfield to get Ivory or Ingram and missed them. But another thing we need to fix on defense is not getting pressure on Ryan.
Right.
You know, every once in a while we'd get to him, but he'd get out of the way. We weren't consistent at all. You know, that's always been a problem of ours. We don't have, I mean, if you look at the names on our defensive line, I don't understand why we can't get to them. Coy Bierman, Ray Edwards, Abraham, you have Corey Peters. You know, I think he's key.
I think Ray Edwards is just stealing Arthur Blank's money. I've not heard his name called.
No. But, I mean, Corey Peters, you know, he's still coming off an injury. So I'm thinking in a couple weeks, you know, that's really going to shore up our defensive line. So I'm not too worried about our defensive line. I think that, you know, once everybody gets healthy, Ray Edwards finally, you know, starts playing, I think we can get the pressure on the quarterback. But that clearly wasn't there yesterday. And the coverage can only hold, you know, the players back for so long. Eventually, somebody's going to get open, and if you give Drew Brees all that time to throw the ball, he's going to find somebody, and he's going to pick up 10, 15 yards at every throw. And that's just about what he did.
And that play Chris Ivory had, you know, in the first quarter.
Oh my God! You know,
if we tackled him,
we should have had him. Asante missed him. It should have been a 7-yard.
Dante didn't give an effort clearly.
Well, I mean, I don't really blame Dante because, you know, he's running full speed at him, stiff arm. That was a good play by Ivory.
That's what I'm saying. Chris Ivory
missed the tackle.
Is one of the best running backs in the league, and everybody overlooks.
Underrated. He is underrated.
He's
You
extremely
know, that was
underrated.
your key to the game, and that was a good one. I mean, just like I said, that if we don't watch out, they'll run the ball all over us, and they did. We kind of shut them down in the second half, but for the most part, you know, they ran at will. You know, 5, 6 yards every carry, and eventually, you know, they're going to have a breakout run, and it just happened to be Chris Ivory for 60 yards, touchdown. You know,
Which should have been about a 10-yard gain at most.
And, you know, that's really the two things: shore up the tackling and get some more pressure on the quarterback and get Weatherspoon back, and we'll be fine.
Do you think the Saints treated this game like a playoff game? You know, did you think they circled this on the calendar and they're like, we got to win this game?
Of course, I think they did.
The Falcons didn't have anything to lose this
Exactly.
game, and the Saints had everything to gain. You know, if they won, of course they'd have a better shot at the division, which, I mean, as good as the Falcons are doing this year, 8-1, I mean, I think they pretty much got the division on lockdown. But the Saints, you know, being at 4 and 5 right now, you know, that's not a bad position at, you know, week 11. And I mean, it was definitely they treated that game like they
It
came
was a
down.
must win.
Yeah.
But, you know, I kind of disagree with it. You said that we weren't playing for anything. I think we were. The Saints are our biggest rival in the league, you know. Nobody wants to lose. You know, if you're the Falcons, you do not want to lose to the Saints. That's the one team, okay? Now, if that was to the Cowboys and losing, yeah, we didn't really have anything to lose. You know, it really didn't matter. We're going to the playoffs, barring an injury, which I hope that doesn't happen. But clearly, we're going to make the playoffs. We just need to get to the playoffs as the hottest team going to the playoffs. We don't need to limp in like we did last year and the year before that. You know, we limped in. That's really what we need to fix, is really getting on a run and going to the playoffs. And I think that, you know, losing this game, even though it wasn't a big rival, you know, it's not going to kill us, you know.
I think we've, you know, found out that not having Julio makes a huge difference.
It does.
Offensive-wise. Obviously, that Drew Davis play, you know, where the Saints picked it off.
Yeah, if that had been Julio, who knows what would have happened. You know, you can't sit there and say, well, if that had been Julio, he would have caught it. You don't know that. The throw, you know, it was a pretty good throw, just with him being a rookie.
It wasn't the greatest throw, but it was a...
Him being a rookie.
It was just a great play.
I'll give the Saints all the credit they deserve. They outplayed us. It was a must-win for them. You know, we played with a lot of intensity, but key injuries, I'm gonna bash the team because I love the Falcons. But, you know, they outplayed us. They really did. So, you know, congrats to the Saints.
It looks like in the second quarter we started to close the playbook a little bit.
Yeah, we're becoming one-dimensional. You know, that's really what's happened. We started to run the ball. We try to run the ball early in the game, and if it doesn't work, then Matt Ryan's just going to throw 40 or 50 passes a game. And, you know, I don't care that he threw for 400-something yards. I could care less. I didn't care if he would throw 150 yards a game if we won. You know, too many people on ESPN are too concerned about the stats. I don't look at the stats, you know. Any football team can win on any given day, you know. So, I don't really look at the stats.
And last year against the Saints, it was 4th and 2, and if we got that first down, we could have drove down the field and won, or it was overtime, and they stopped Michael Turner.
Yep.
And kicked the field goal and won.
And that's why we got rid of our offensive coordinator. But it really doesn't look like that's helped much.
I think our passing game needs, just be more stronger. More to Julio, more to Gonzalez.
One thing I did like though is back in the last video, I said we needed to get Tony more involved, and that's what we did. But it looked like at the end,
that 4th down play,
we got 2.
Did you see in the end zone when we were down in the 5-yard line and he was wide open in the end zone?
No, I don't really think he was wide open. We had 2 guys running towards him, and when they looked back and saw that Matt Ryan's eyes were right on Roddy, and he knew that they were going to throw, they kind of backed off. Now,
Roddy wasn't really open either.
Well, I don't think anybody was open. I give them credit. They stood us up. But one thing I look at was the pass over the middle to Harry Douglas that we challenged. Clearly was a catch. They caught incomplete. We challenged. We lost the timeout. That was a key timeout. And I don't. That's part of the game. The refs. They didn't miss the call. Because you really can't overturn that. They didn't say the play was confirmed, which means they didn't have enough evidence to turn it over. So, if that had been ruled a catch, and the Saints tried to challenge it, it would have stayed a catch. But just look at this. I was thinking about this last night. Okay, we turned the ball over on the 1-yard line, and we got 2 timeouts to stop it. We ended up getting the ball back with 40 seconds to go. Imagine if we still had that 3rd timeout. We'd probably get the ball back with about 1 minute and 40 seconds. So then we punt the ball, and we're sitting at the 40 with 40 seconds to go. And then you have a 10-yard penalty. Bumps us back to the 30. So the first play was a 10-yard pass. We get to the 40, took 8 seconds off the clock, 32 seconds. Now imagine if we didn't get that penalty and we had that timeout. We're sitting at the 50-yard line with 1 minute and 32 seconds to go. And I really like our odds. Now, I'm not going to say that we could have scored a touchdown, but look at Matty Ice and what he's done in the
Falcons
past.
are the best 2-minute offense.
They do. So, that's part of the game. The refs are going to miss some calls from time to time. I'd rather it be that missed call than the Packers one. But, that's just something to think about, that, if we hadn't have challenged or they had to call that a catch, it completely changed the game right there.
And what about the drop by Tony Gonzalez? What did you think?
4th down?
I thought we were dead at that point. He dropped it. I didn't really care. I didn't think we were going to win after that Roddy catch, that Roddy, throw where, he missed it. What I thought he was thinking was that it was going to be a little underthrown. So what he was trying to do was slow up, get to the corner.
Even the defensive back thought it was short.
He was trying to get to the corner and kind of push off, not for a pass interference, but so he could get space and catch it. And he didn't, he underestimated it. And wide receivers are going to misjudge balls all the time. It happened to be a crucial, last Hail Mary. That's just, it is what it is, We lost the game, congrats to the Saints.
We're still leading the division.
And we'll play the game.
We're still the best record in the NFC, so, it is what it is.
And it wouldn't have made much of a difference anyway, because we only had 20 seconds left. And it's not like a field goal would have won the game.
Exactly. Do you have any more questions, Dustin?
No, that's it.
Alright, well, just to let you know again, this will be the last video without the green screen. I'll be getting it in the next couple of days, so our video Friday, previewing the Cardinals game, we'll have it, so it'll make it look a lot better. Comment if you like our setup better, or, we probably won't be able to hear us as good. It's just because it's a little farther back, but, sure we lost, but we're not going to sit here and bash the team,
Or make excuses.
We're not going to make excuses. We lost the game. Congrats to the Saints. But, thanks, Falcon fans. Tune in Friday. We'll be previewing the Falcons-Cardinals game. See you later.